Welcome back to a brand new episode, and here we are, Lakewood, still because we don't have a better name, so please feel free to leave a comment down below. But in the last episode we managed to get started, we managed to get profitable, we managed to get this city up and running, and in today's episode we want to try and hit Boomtown. So this is going to be a fairly quick expansion towards the river. We're not going to do too much in terms of big detailing, etc., but I am looking forward to seeing what we can actually start to build out. So, if you like the series so far, please do hit the like button, subscribe down below, and of course hit the notification bell. If you can leave any kind of comment or your favorite emoji down below, it'll really help me to get this series off the ground and to help grow this channel from the very beginning. You're all new here, same as me, and I can't wait to get to know you all as we continue to build this series out more. So, without further ado, let's get involved. So here we are. We've got the lovely town of Lakewood, which has been growing slowly. But as you can see, we've now got a ton of demand and we've got a little bit of money. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our gravel roads out and we're going to start figuring out what we can do with this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to grow out this way. And I think I may have done some things badly when I first got involved with this, but it's okay. We can save the day. Not going to try and ruin too many houses or buildings that we've already got. And then through the power of editing, I'm going to see if I can just build out this section quickly and then we can come back. Okay, so there you have it. We have a very, very simple grid layout that kind of replicates the other side, which I think will be nice. And I think what we're going to do is just get some more housing in here because that's what we're getting demand for. So we do obviously want to start thinking about the cooler stuff that we can do. And I think that the river walk for me is just something really... Whoa, what happened there? It's something that I really want to get involved in. This river walk along all of here I think is going to be really nice. And again, doing something cool with that island in the middle, like a nature reserve, I think is going to be, again, a really nice way to kind of start building out that island side of things. And also taking advantage of the river, right? So what I did notice here... Whoa, what's going on? My scroll rate. Sorry, guys. So, what I did remember is I left a space here because we now have, which I'm very happy about, we now have access to paths. Yes, such a small thing, but it means that we can actually start connecting places. And I think this will be really important as well. Eventually, we're going to have a lot of traffic. This roundabout is going to need to change. So, there's going to be lots of things that won't quite fit the way we want them to. But it's all going to be okay. We're going to throw down a ton more residential for now. And I've kept that one empty in the middle there because I'm thinking it'd be good to have somewhere that we can actually put some additional resources and just be able to figure out a way for us to actually have stuff in there. Just realized something as well, which will probably be quite annoying. But that first part of the video has the city skylines music in the background. So anyway, that's why it was so loud in my headphones. Right, let's see how this fills out. Again, we're trying to get to the next stage, which is our Boomtown. We need about another 800 people, and that's going to open up some other things. But again, I'm trying to make sure here that we're building in a way that makes sense, but in a way also that's going to be sustainable. And I think part of that is going to include chucking in some more units along this way. So let's get a couple more commercial units along the riverside. And again, remember, I'm thinking like a river walk, so I haven't quite figured out if we're going to use the pedestrian zones or if we're going to use just a normal walking path around that side to kind of keep it looking really kind of nice. Either way, though, we do have water, that's fine. And I believe in the last episode, I left our power just a little bit of an issue. So we were just starting to get there, and I think the budgets are now at 100%. So we've got to start thinking about what our future power supplies are going to be. At the moment, we simply have one coal power plant. And again, I think at this stage, we don't have a huge amount of other options. So it's basically chuck in another power plant, and we hope for the best and wait till we grow a bit, and then we can change that. Or we could add in some wind turbines that might be a bit cheaper, but we don't actually have any good locations other than pretty much bang in the middle of where we're going to be building out and into. So for now, I think we're going to stick to the idea of a second power plant. I'm going to give it just a slightly different roadside than this one, just to make sure that deliveries go in a different place. So we've got tons of people coming in. Apparently our demand has gone all the way back down. That's a shame. It's sad. But it probably means that we are going to need some more industrial. We're going to need some jobs for people. And so I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take advantage of this little bit of extra space that we had here. And we can also look at the idea of potentially putting in just maybe one more block. So this is basically going to be the bulk of where jobs are coming from. And I think that's going to be important. I also think at some point... Oh, that's too good not to do. I was going to say at some point we're going to want an additional connection road as opposed to just this one that comes in off the highway. Again, remembering that the highway will change. So I think that's going to be really important. But this will give people access from this side to be able to get back over to where their jobs are. And that's going to be awesome, I think. One of the last pieces that I think we're going to do to try and boost this area, and I think this will be quite cool, I want to build a park. So this is going to be pretty small, to be fair, but I think with a nice little gated area around it, we could have a nice little city park. And again, it's probably maybe not big enough to do what we want to do and have everything and making sure that it gets all the way up to sort of a number 5-star park, but I still think we can do it. So we're going to go with a small park main gate. Oh, I've just seen that we're having issues now. So we're going to go with a small park main gate. That gets us started on the parks, and then we're going to have a side gate at the top and a side gate on the other side. Actually, we're going to have a side gate on all sides. I think that's going to help. Just as you want to start building something, you realize you're not going to be able to. Okay, we've just thrown in an extra inland water treatment plant. That's going to help us get back on top of our sewage, and that should mean I can actually concentrate on building my park. Let's have a look what we've got to throw inside our park. So at the beginning we haven't got a huge amount, which is fine, but we've got the park plaza, we've got a park cafe, we've got a restrooms, and we've got the park info booth. And the key thing in these parks is actually what you're trying to figure out is getting as much entertainment. So each of these has an entertainment value. So this is entertainment 50, and we have to keep raising that up to make sure that we build as best as we can a park that people actually want to come to, and something that ends up helping, well, something basically that just ends up growing. So what I'm going to go for actually here is having this bang in the center. And I've got a funny feeling I'm going to have to turn off road guidelines at this stage. I was okay with the grid idea. I just didn't want it to be... Maybe we go further. This isn't going to be clean, is it? But we would be able to use Move It to fix this. But the key thing here is going to be actually connecting these things up. Okay, so you probably saw there I was struggling, but it's okay. What we've done is we've actually made them a little bit wiggly, just to make it a little bit more interesting. But we do still have the plaza bang in the middle. What we can now do is we can have a little cafe, which I think is going to be sort of towards the waterfront side, so that people could kind of see it. We're going to throw some park restrooms at the other end. I think that should be near one of the entrances. And then we have the park info booth, which we will put just next door to the main entrance, which I think would be a sensible place to have it, really. See if we can have that in there. So that's going to give us, I think, our basics in terms of what we're looking for, and hopefully to help us level this park up. And then what I'm going to do is all the way along the park, not because I don't want people to sneak in and out, but mainly because I think in a city park this looks better. But what we're going to do is we're just going to fence everything off. Like that, just so that we've got a really nice park area, I think, that's starting to come together. And then the final thing that I'm noticing is actually not really a huge amount of trees. And what I am thinking is what are the trees that are currently used in the game? So we've got horse chestnut. Let's see what else there is. Horse chestnut and...
Many hours later.
So as you can see here, we've got our little setup. It's using the same similar trees as other places in the map already, which I think is probably a good thing. Just allows us to go quickly in terms of putting the same sort of nature down. And I think, again, this park will change once we have more items unlocked, and as the levels up go through, we'll then be able to actually move some stuff around and change that. But I think that actually looks pretty good to start us off with. And again, it's nice. We've got a park in the city. That's going to help and I think allow people to just feel a little bit like, it's a little bit nicer here to live here. You'll see as well that we've got more demand, which is just great. I love this. This is going well. So in terms of the demand that we can actually fulfill, I think that we're going to have a little extra piece of commercial there. And I think we've carried on building down this way, which has worked out well. But I'm also wondering whether or not we want a couple of just some simple corner shop kind of areas. And maybe even here as well. We could just have, I think, maybe just a 4x4, just one. Maybe do the same thing here. In fact, actually, no, we're going to go with a couple of 2x2s. And again, we've got more demand coming through now, which I think we're actually going to put down in this end, because this looks like it's getting a bit quiet down here. And we still haven't figured out what we want along these pieces, but for now that's okay. And I think for our commercial demand, we're going to continue this idea. And I'm leaving gaps sporadically, by the way, between the buildings, if you've noticed that, purely so that we can actually put some paths and other connectivity down here eventually. And at some point as well, we're going to need to build bridges. So we're going to have to connect this side to that side. So as to how that happens or where that connection happens, we're going to have to figure that out. But, so this episode went massively faster than what I was originally expecting it to. But we have now reached Boomtown, and this is awesome. I think now we're starting to unlock stuff. We've got some money coming in, and now we're going to be able to really start developing our town in a better way. But yeah, what do we have? We have airport areas. We get another tile if we want it, although we're still being pretty careful right now in terms of buying the tiles. We've now got transport services, more unique buildings, ferries, walking tours, buses, trams, taxis, tours, post service or specialization for the industry. And we've got new policies, so we'll be taking a look at our policies next week. But now we have actually got some services that we're going to have to take care of. So we've got death care coming through, cemetery, elder care, childcare. I mean, this is going to be great. We've got loads now to crack on with. But for now, if you enjoyed that, and if you're liking where Lakewood is going, we do need a new name for Lakewood. And I think in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be starting to name some districts as well. So we'll be carving up the city into different areas. Thank you, everyone, for watching so far. Thanks for everyone who's subbed already. I really appreciate you all. And if you like this, again, leave a like or a comment down below. It really will help me get this series off the ground. And for now, let's leave this maybe with just a very quick cinematic tour.